Scissors snip and the treasures grow with bits of paper from long ago. We're building dreams from every part at Candy's Crafty Creation. Straight from the heart.
Hey YouTube. Okay, so it is now Wednesday. Oops, Wednesday the 14th. I'm losing track of days, even though I filmed yesterday. Anyways, yes, up to 161 subscribers. Like every day I look, there's a new subscriber. It's so fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't see who you are, but won't you please just drop me a comment and let me know who you are. Also, other people who have subscribed and are not public. If you don't have a public YouTube channel, please just drop me a comment and let me know who you are and where you're from. I'd love to hear from you because I just want to give you all a shout out and just say hello, as I'm going to do now. So I'd like to give a shout out to Selena Stevens, Cindy from ScrapcraftnStitchery, Susan Gazaway, Trish from Crafting Whimsy, Maggie, Journaling with Maggie, Christina, ScrapcraftnStitchery, and Sarah Lee Armstrong. So hello beautiful people, hello all of you. Yeah, today I've been rather busy today, I won't lie, because in our checkers order, I got this wonderful thing called a brochure or catalogue or whatever you want to call it, and that got me thinking of a project I did ages ago. And I got the idea from Natasa at Treasure Box. I will link her video in my description as well. And you can pop over to her and go check out an old video that she did quite some time ago, which is the inspiration for this. I actually have made one before. I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, so these are really nice, very thin paper, like this. It's got all the new school supplies because schools went back today in South Africa. So it's quite fun to see everybody posting their photos of their little ones going back to school. And my kids are already out of school, long time ago. Which reminded me that I had this in my stash as well, homemakers. These are, I kind of find at the shop sometimes, they're usually at the door and they're free. So I've got one of those and they're very, very thin paper. This one's almost like newspaper, maybe a bit sturdier than newspaper, and this one's a bit of a glossy one, but also very thin paper. Anyways, let me show you. That is what I made from one of these ones before. So this might take me a few videos and maybe tomorrow even, maybe even longer to complete this because there's a lot of drying time which needs to happen. So anyways, yeah, so I made this out of one of these doodads quite some time ago. I think it's also one of the first original kind of junk journals I did. I haven't written in it, I haven't used it, but it's in my stash of stuffies that I've made. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. You need big pieces of papers, hence why I've been busy today. I shall get to that. Yeah, so it's such a lovely idea. I really love it. You know, it makes for a good art journal if you're into that sort of thing, or I don't know, whatever you want it to be, you know. Yeah, so that was my original one that I made a long time ago. So today I went ahead and did a lot of coffee dyeing, a lot of coffee dyeing, just normal coffee dyeing. I didn't do anything fancy or anything like that. Loads of coffee dyeing. So I've been waiting for my pages to dry and all sorts of things because I needed bigger pages for this project, and I've kind of want to keep it neutral, so I'm not going to use magazine images like I have before or maps or whatever. So I'm sticking to, this was lined paper from an old school book, and then also I have graph paper somewhere here. You can just kind of make out the little graphies. But yeah, so lots of paper, and then I have a whole stack of music paper, So I just did that as well. Music paper. Also normal copy paper that I have just brushed with a coffee solution. And then, of course, my complete works of William Shakespeare. I pulled out a couple of those pages. Although mine is quite aged. Where are my papers now? Hang on. I've got some lying around here somewhere that I've kept out that I'm going to use as well. So although mine are quite aged, you can see around the edges there, they're quite aged nicely already. But I wanted the contrast. I wanted a more lighter and a more darker one. So anyways, there we go. Alright, so again, I got this idea from Natasa Treasure Books. I will link the video in my description. And head over to her and go check out this amazing thing. Alright, so what do I need? I need my glue solution. Sorry, let me just grab my paintbrush. My handy paintbrush. I kind of use this paintbrush a lot for lots of different things. I even used it with my my coffee dyeing paper. I made my coffee solution and I just painted it on to the page. Very quick and easy instead of waiting while it soaks and then they all stick to it. Oh my gosh, never mind. We won't go there. I also like using it for my glue solution. So, the idea. Let's get on with this and see how far we can get. So I'm going to open up maybe more towards the back. I see this one only has one staple in it. So a lot of the times these have got, you know, two little staples in them. I'm not going to try and staple that. So yeah, I'm going to go somewhere towards the back, not the back, but towards the back. Let me go there. I had to pause you there because I've got something stuck in my throat. And putting on my fan, yeah. Anyways, so I'm going to go somewhere close towards the back. I'm going to try and hold this together so it doesn't move too much. And the first thing I want to do is start on the spine. Nice big sheets of paper. I want them to overlap a little bit too, and a little bit there as well. I shall explain as I go along. So let's get a tearing ruler as well while I'm at it. Let's see if I can find it. I just used it the other day. Which one? I think I'm missing one. It's not those two. I must have another one up here somewhere. Oh my goodness. Let me have a look. I'm not finding it. Where did I put it? Oh dear. Can't find that. I don't want to use these two. I want to use the finer one, which I cannot seem to find right now. Oh well, you know what? I kind of wanted just to help a little bit along the way. Let me pause you again and have a look for it. Hey, I found it. It was in the lounge where I was using it the other day to tear papers, specifically these ones. So, I don't want any sort of straight edges, and by no means am I going to sit here and try and ink everything. That's just not going to happen. So I just don't want straight edges though. So I will just tear a couple of those off. Oh my goodness. Let me tear that out as well. Throw that away. The bottom I'm also going to tear off a little bit. Right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take my glue mixture. So it's just white PVA glue with a little bit of water and some alcohol. I learned this trick from Cindy over at ScrapcraftnStitchery to put a bit of alcohol in. It does somewhat help with the warping. Yeah, so that was a wonderful trick to learn along the way. Alright, and all I'm doing is painting some of my glue over here and a little bit over here. Just get that going. Yeah. Alright, and then I'm going to let me tear the top of this off as well. Alright. And then I'm going to place this over the center. I'm going to work it in quite a lot here. Another trick that Natasha says is bend the page and really work in this crease. Alright? Yeah. Because as you layer, that's going to get thicker and thicker. I am going to just give it a little bit of a brush over. A little bit. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Okay, just work it in, work it in. Right. We don't want the pages sticking too much together. Let's try and pull that a little bit apart. Right, so now let's go in with some music paper and also just tear a bit of that off. Sorry, excuse my frog in my throat again. Let's just do it like this. I'm going to keep these nice big pieces as well. Right, stick it there. Let's do here. Okay. Ooh. Can I just remember that this isn't stapled at the bottom, which is a bit of a pity, but it's okay. Directional, non-directional, I'm not too worried. Let's go like this. Let's go right down the middle of this one. Right. Now I want to kind of stick this one at the top, but you'll see I'm going to go over the edge of the paper, of the book. Just want a nice healthy amount of glue down there. This piece is rather long. Okay, let's stick that down. Ooh, I think I used too much glue now. Remember again, we need to work in this crease. You can use a bone folder or a smusher or whatever you have, your finger, like I'm doing. And then I want to secure down here at the bottom as well. So let's put a bit more glue down here. Right, and you'll see, so my not torn edge is pointing outwards. Right, let's work that in. Just working that crease. Right, so I'm trying to work sort of from the middle, then do my edges, and then I'll come back in and fill up the gaps where I need to. Alright, so let's go for maybe some darker Shakespeare pages. Just trying to think where to tear it. So I'm going to tear it right down the middle. Okay. Oh, there's so much glue everywhere now. Right, so I think this piece, oh my gosh, my fan's blowing and that's not helping. I'm going to tear along the top as well. It's so pretty because I put a little bit of my gold paint in here into my coffee mixture, and it's just given the paper a little bit of sheen. I know that you probably can't see that, but I can. Alright, so I'm going to go for this corner down here. Right, and I'm going to stick this here like this. Note again, I'm going over the edge of my paper, my magazine. Right, and I will show you just now what I'm going to do with that and why I'm doing this. Okay, let's go for that top corner. Again, let me tear off the bottom here. Stick it over. Let's just smooth it down. I just want to make sure that it's not sticking to the next page. Yep, that's good. And can we put in the corners? Maybe just some of this plain paper that I had just now. See if we've got a piece which is going to be big enough. No, that's not going to work too well over there, and neither is it going to work too well over there. So let's do another one of these Shakespeare pages, the not coffee dyed ones. Tear it down the middle. Right. Very sticky. Okay, so this one I'm going to again put on this side. I think even is it going to fit this way? Not really. Again, I'm just not getting the right sort of amount that I want. So let's tear this one in half. And I'm going to use this piece up here in this top corner. Right. Put it there. Just making sure that it's not sticking to the other page again. This one, I'm going to come down here into this bottom right hand corner. And we'll stick this piece this way. Okay, cool. Now I just need a strippy there and a strippy there. So I'm going to go back to, where is that paper now? This one that I tore earlier on. I want to tear down the one side again, just so I don't have these very rigid straight lines. I mean, you do you. You can leave your edges straight if you want to. It's entirely up to you what you want to do here. It's going to cover it quite nicely, tearing it in half, and then I'm going to make sure I've got enough glue here. And I'm going to cover there, stick it down a bit, and this bottom section down here again. Oh, I've got a bit of a gap here, so this one's a bit narrow, but it's fine. I think I can get away with it. There we go. Right, so now that's all stuck down. Oh, I've got a gap there and there too. Wait, we're not done yet. Let me use, what are we going to use now? Shall we use, let me tear off the bottom of this music sheet, because there's quite a substantial amount going on there. I'm going to just tear this piece off though. And let's go quite wide. Let's go like this wide. Alright. And again, somewhere in half. Maybe there-ish. Cool. And let's cover up these gaps. So you'll see if I do have a straight edge, I'm making sure that it's towards the outside of my page, if that makes sense. And this top section in here, like this. There we go. Okay, so now I've just got these middle patches to do. Let's go ahead and just finish this page then. Now I want more like writing paper, so I'm going to go into this stash of paper. Let's use the ruler again. Now you see what's nice about this is I could use either side. Sorry, I've got the paintbrush in my mouth. So I could use either side of this paper. Oh, that's lovely. I'm going to go again about in half. And I just want to kind of rip the edges a bit again. Go that way. Just popping down some more glue. Covering all the gaps. There you have it. Just smoothing that out a bit. Okay, and let's do the same on this side. Let's just tear it off a little bit more. That's going to be great over there. So obviously, I mean, if you use smaller pieces of paper, it's going to take you forever to fill this up. So this is why Natasha suggests that you use bigger pieces of paper. So there we go. Right. Okay, so my first page is pretty much done. I'm going to close it up again just to make sure that it's closing all nicely. Oh, everything's sticking everywhere. Oh. Don't want them to stick onto each other, which is a bit of a problem now. Come on, lift, lift, lift. Okay. So I think what I want to do is I found some plastic sleeves on the floor. Let me grab those quickly. That was a bit of a mission, but anyways, I got them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to lay this one here for now. And this one underneath here. Because I really don't want my pages sticking to each other. And let me show you what we're going to do with these. I'm going to get my scissors out. Alright. I need to kind of cut this out. So let me just try and turn this a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's sticking to the plastic. Oh, it's really sticking to the plastic. This is not good. I'm making holes in it as well. I don't think this is the right mat to be doing this on here. And I'm hoping I'll be able to save this now. You see what it's doing? This is not good. Okay. Let's get away with this plastic because it's not helping matters at all. Okay. Let's just get this out the way. Not working. Right. Back to the task at hand. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to miter this corner. Right. And this side. Let's do this side. Okay. Let's open it up again. Ooh, sticky, sticky. Okay. Right, so I'm going to miter these corners as well. And this one. There we go. Right, and then all we're going to do with these pieces is wrap them over, because this really does strengthen up our pages quite a lot. Yeah. So we're building and we're building and we're building. Right. You just run a bit of glue down there. And you have to start somewhere. Alright. Let's fold these over. Because you want to wrap your pages. So when you just pull this little piece off of there. Wrapping page. I have to start up here. You'll see in Natasha's video, she actually does it straight away, which I think is actually a very good idea. So as soon as you've laid down a piece which flaps over, stick it down, pull it over like this. Oh, too much. There we go. Just going to run a little bit of glue over that again. Just so it all sticks down. Here. I've also made my new glue mixture a bit more gluey. Put a lot more glue in there. I'm going to lay this plastic sheet down here now. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Oh my gosh. Okay, put that one there. Let's do the same here. Let's miter some corners. And this side. Okay, so I'm not too worried that that cover ripped like that because we're going to cover it, so it's okay. It's not a problem. You'll see there's a lot of warping happening, but that's fine. Even though I did put a bit of alcohol in my glue mixture. It's paper after all, and I mean mainly your PVA glue is generally water-based. Right. We fold those up nicely like this. We're wrapping the page. And let's wrap this side. And the top piece like this. I did mention in the beginning that this is a long process because you've got to wait for things to dry. Right? I'm just making sure that this is gluing down. Just glue underneath there. Cool. Now we wait for that to dry. Okay, right, so I actually took my heat gun to that to dry it off a bit, much better. I think as well I've learned a few things along the way because I just quickly skimmed over Natasha's video and tried to just recap myself. Alright, so now I want to go somewhere else in this book. Oh my gosh, it's gluing all to itself. Which I was trying to avoid, but anyways, it doesn't matter. So I want to go somewhere else, so maybe here-ish. So this will be the middle page over here. Over somewhere. Let me just unstick this in the meantime. There we go, that's the middle page. So I don't want to go exactly opposite to where I've been. I want to move around in here. You know, go and check out Natasha's video and she explains so nicely why you move around a little bit. So even, let's not do that middle page, so close to the middle page. And let's just try and unglue this a bit. Let's go here. I think that's a good place. Alright, so again, I'm going to start off with a nice long piece of paper. I won't copy it too much. That one I started off with that Shakespeare paper. So let's go ahead and I want a piece which goes all the way though. Is that what I did just now? No, that's not what I did. So I think let's tear this. I think that's what I want to do. I don't know. Going with the flow, yeah. And let's tear down the sides. Other side. Okay. I think I'm going to start with this piece. Am I? I'm going to even tear this one in half again. Okay. And then what I'll do is something like that. Okay. Right, so let's start again. Starting from the middle. Get our glue going again. Messy play, messy play. Okay. Right, so I'm going to stick this one a bit over. Right, and let me stick this one down here. Put a bit more glue down here. Just so they can overlap each other. There we go. And remember, we're working that in, working that in. Let's see. Okay, let's work in that crease. And while I'm at it, I'm going to cut here quickly. Let's cut this side quickly. While it's closed like this. Okay, I'm happy. Right, I'm going to fold them over in the meantime, but I'm not going to glue them yet. I think that's the lesson I've learned, is just work with one side first, you know. Oh, I pushed too hard now. It's okay. It's coming off. It's peeling a bit. It's fine. It's adding character. I'm just going to peel this whole thing off. It doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Right. Oh my gosh, it's sticking everywhere. Right, then I want to work on the outsides again. I think this time I'm going to just glue this whole piece down like that. It's very messy, but it's fine. As long as we're having fun, that's all that matters, right? Give that a good smush down. Let's lift this again because now all the pages are sticking again. Where's the plastic sleeve again? Let me put the plastic sleeve underneath here for a bit. Right. And let's do this side. Spread that glue out all nicely. That should do it. I think also I'm going to put a plastic sleeve again on this side. Right. And then, like I was saying, I think I'm going to work with one side first. And then try and dry it. And then work the other side. Right. So, now what do we need? Let's do some more Shakespeare paper. Why not? Let's just tear this down. Oops. And tear like I wanted it to. That should do. Let's tear it in half. Where'd my ruler go now? There it is. Let's tear that in half. Great. Let's put down some glue again. Very nice. And at the bottom, should be plenty. Cool. And then we've got that spot in the middle for some writing paper. So let's tear this writing paper. Oh my goodness, I'm just going to go by hand. Oh. Across here. I'm going to make this even a little bit more. That's very nice. And then let's tear it in half-ish, somewhere in the middle. And that should do it. Right. And then that piece can go over there. Add some glue. I know I said I was going to do the one side and let it dry, but I'm not. I'm going to carry on and remind myself why I said that in the first place. So this side, it's sticking again. Oh my gosh. Where is this glue coming from? I think it's kind of seeping out all over the place. I don't know now if I have another plastic sleeve somewhere. I think I have a plastic bag somewhere. This is going to have to be soaked off. Oh no, it's coming off quite easy. That's fantastic. I just don't want to use that other plastic stuff because that just did not work so well. In fact, you know what I might get out is my silicone mat. Let me get my silicone mat out. And let's use that. Yeah. Hopefully that will stop it from breaking off like that. Oh my goodness. The space issues are real. There we go. That should definitely help. Right. Let's fix these. I think I'm going to go with the darker one this time. This one. That should be big enough to fit in there. I might tore the top off of that one. I didn't really need to. Do you want to do the side? And the bottom a bit. Not that you're going to see it, but it doesn't matter. And in half. Tearing ruler, somewhere in the middle. Guessing what should do. Right, so I didn't actually really need to tear the top and the bottom off, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Right. Get some glue down. Stick that on there like that. I don't actually recall if Natasha actually went over her pages again with glue. I really can't remember. But I am. Right. No. That's cool. And now our writing piece. I'm going to actually put it at an angle because why not? Like that. Just a bit more. while I am letting this dry a little bit, let me show you this one again. So you can see some places, obviously, this is quite old already, and these are pieces that are stuck on afterwards that I haven't wrapped around. But you can actually see in there that it's all wrapped and encased so very nicely, which is great, because when you get to your next lot of pages, then it's just about covering up those edges, which is great. I'm getting this all gooey and stuff. I think I did the cover last on this one. I can't remember. Like I said, it was so long ago. But yeah, so you're wrapping across the top there, so you're really encasing those pages. And can you see how sturdy it's become? It's become so super sturdy because we've added so many layers to it, you know. As you can see, I've used a few magazine images, which really are great as well, for this sort of thing. Yeah, what else can I say about that? Not very much. So, look, there's the Cosmos again, my granny. Whenever I see them, I still always think about her. Anyways, alright, I'm going to dry this by hand. With my heat gun, not by hand. They will take forever. I'm going to get up my heat gun.
Hey, YouTube! Scissors snip and the treasures grow. With bits of paper from long ago, we're building dreams from every part at Candy's Crafty Creation. Straight from the heart.
Okay, so I've dried that off a bit. Now this is where I'm going to do one side, I think. I don't know yet. Okay. I've cut that out already, so I'm going to again miter these corners. And the other side, I'm going to try and do it overhand like this. Okay. Right, let's turn these over. Give it a bit of paint there. Paint. Glue. You know what I mean. Now, this didn't cut down too nicely, so just got to snip it a little bit there. Deal with the rest of that later. Okay, turn it over. Just been encasing these pages nicely. I'm going to just brush over it again, some view. Okay, let's do this long side. Flip it over. Right, and then let's do that. Oh, and as well, I need to take the small scissors here. Turn that over. Okay, cool. Now it is sticking again to this side, so let's use this plastic sleeve and just slip it in the middle again. And then you just put a bit more glue here. Now you'll see I've got a bit of a gap here. I don't know if I'm in camera here. I've got a bit of a gap over here, which is fine, because when I put the next piece of paper on, I'm going to make sure that those corners are covered nicely. Right, it's now Thursday morning, late morning already. The day's like marching on. I went ahead and finished all of these pages last night. I only went to bed after midnight. Oops! So I've had a very late start to the morning. So let me just do a quick kind of flip through with you to show you how far I got. I left that in there because it was still a bit sticky. But there you have it. So today I want to finish off the cover and do the editing and post this. And again, this morning when I popped onto YouTube, I see I have a new subscriber. So hello, welcome new subscriber, 162. How amazing is that? I think it's fantastic. I appreciate you all. All right, so let's do the cover and then we'll take it from there. I've been doing a lot of this sort of thing. I'm going to open it up like that and let's get it across there like that. Just a word of advice. I've got quite a headache. I think also the late nights and everything, there's a whole lot of contributing factors towards that. But, oh dear, I don't have my paintbrush here. I think one of the factors is the alcohol in here. So please make sure that when you're doing a project like this and you're using alcohol, make sure you're in a well-ventilated room. Yeah, so a well-ventilated room. I didn't drink too much water yesterday either, so I think that's also part of the problem. And obviously going to bed so late. So like I said, there's a whole lot of contributing factors to this, but I think one of the things is definitely the alcohol smell. Speaking of, let me switch my fan on quickly. Right, so I want to just tear down the edges again. I'm really loving the neutral tones on this. I think it's worked out pretty well. Okay, right, before I stick that across there, I think I'm going to go for these darker Shakespeare papers again. Just kind of want to cover up in between these gaps. Maybe something there and there. I want to actually put this one on the top like that because that looks really nice. Let me see. I'm going to tear down the edges more. I think I might even just strip these in half. Let's see what else we can put on here. Oops, that one went a bit far, but it's okay. Okay, this other one. Let's do the two of these. Okay, let's rip these in half. Where's my tearing ruler? Gone. 2. There we go. Somewhere there. And this one. Right. And then I think let me do some of the lighter pages as well. Just for a bit of contrast. And we'll fill in the gaps with this. I'm in a little bit of a hurry because I need to get to the shops for some things. And also I have my art lesson today, which I'm really looking forward to. I really want much ado about nothing on that one because, well, that's kind of what this is representing to me. Much to do about nothing, really. Let's put this one up on the top there. This one in here. This one in here. So this is like the only page that I'm really putting some thought and effort into about the layout and where I want everything, because this will be the cover, obviously. And then I need a strippy in the back there. So let's see if I can get some. Let's tear the bottom of this one off. Oh, wrong way, this way. Let's tear this off. Hopefully it will still be long enough once I've torn around it. And then I'm not too sure what I want to do with this journal, but I have a friend who is having a 50th birthday, so I'm thinking of maybe decorating it for her and give it to her as a birthday present. So I shall be probably decorating this a little bit more with things that she likes, etc. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Can't take a photo of that because I'm filming. I think I want to stick those pieces down first. Let's just give this a good shake again. Right, let's start with these pieces. Just want to move those out the way a little bit so I can see where I want to stick these. So this did take quite a bit of time, even though I used my heat gun to dry off in between. Yeah, it did take a long time. I think also because I am going over them with the glue. And like I said, I think in Natasha's video she doesn't really. So yeah, something to take into consideration when you are doing a project like this. I'm going to turn this one around because I don't want the number showing. Oops. So yeah, it's taken me extra long because of basically decoupaging, you know. I dropped a paper. Let me pick it up. Okay, this one can go down there. But again, you do you. Whatever you feel like you want to do, you do. I quite like it. It's given the pages a bit of a shininess to them, which I actually do like. So I'm quite happy that I did actually do this whole gluey thing all over the place. So I'm going to want to come down quite low. Want to work around the spine a little bit, really get that in there. Obviously being the outer cover, I don't need to really work it in too much, but I do want to work it this way, just to make sure that it's nice. There we go. I think that will do. Let's put this one down next. Let's try and get right to the top there where the blue is still showing. There's a tiny bit of blue showing, but it doesn't matter. Let's do this. I can always, I don't know, put a bit of washi tape on there or something. I don't know. Would be nice if it covered the whole thing, but it's okay. Could have cut my pieces better for that. I think I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I definitely want that piece up there. Let's put that one down next. I like that. Yeah, so I was thinking about doing a bit of stenciling and a bit of stamping and all sorts of stuff just to decorate it a little bit more. But we'll take it as it comes, right? Let's put that one there. I know I've switched them up a little bit now. I wanted 3 headings across the top, but I think maybe it's a bit too much. No, I'm going back to my original idea. Why not? Cool. Oh, not happy with their placements. See a bit of the magazine still showing through at the bottom. Another thing that I forgot to mention about these magazines is they don't come with too many pages, which I think is quite nice. This one I think was 12. So, in other words, 24 sides. So it's a nice smallish thing because, you know, it does bulk up quite a bit once you've stuck in all the pages and everything. The other magazine that I have here is 16, so like 32. 16 and 16 is 32, yeah. So it would have 32 sides, including the back cover and the front cover. So that one will get pretty bulky. Right, the music sheets, I wanted to go over there. I'm sure I could have chosen a more exciting piece, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's do this thing. Okay, working the spine again. Let me just do this. That's very nice. Right, let's cover that up. I had to refill my glue jar as well. So it does use a lot of glue, especially if you're going to basically decoupage the papers down, like I have done. Lots of glue, lots of time, lots of love. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. Let's just get that top out the way. So yeah, it's given it a very nice feeling. I really do like it a lot. I think these came out really, really nicely. And like I said, it's nice and neutral, so I can add whatever I want to in here and make it pretty. They've all like blended so nicely into each other. It's fantastic. I'm really super happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this with my heat gun, and we can do a final look at it when I'm done. Right, so I've dried that off. It's still a little bit tacky. I found that as well when I was doing the rest of the pages. Like every now and then, the page underneath you're busy with kind of re-wets itself and gets a little bit sticky. So you'll see every now and then you'll see a few little tear spots, but I think that's cool because it kind of like adds to the character of the book. You know, I didn't mind it too much. There was, yeah, this one ripped out a huge piece, but it looks authentic, like it's meant to be like that. You'll see some over here and some over here. So all in all, great project. Just took very long. Here's another one where it's ripped a little bit here at the bottom. But again, it's just character, and I think it's lovely. So yeah, like I was saying, lovely project. Just takes very long. It's nice and sturdy now. Obviously this cover needs to dry properly. Yeah, so I'm going to actually find the middle again somehow. Oh, look how it's I'm just trying to show you. This is why you need to jump around a little bit in the book, and don't do it in like a specific order, because it does add a lot of bulk. Here you can see quite a lot. You see there's quite a big gap in that piece over there, and a bigger gap over there, but yeah, so it's okay. It's fine. It's nice and sturdy, like I said. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this to, because it's a bit, even though it's not sticky, it's still a bit damp. As soon as I take the heat away from there, then it goes a bit sticky. So I'm just going to try and find the middle again, which I can't really find now. I think that was the middle. And remember, I had that one staple which wasn't in there, so it really has kind of been a bit of a challenge, but a good challenge nonetheless. So yeah, please pop over to Natasa Treasure Books. Like I said, I will link her video in my description, and go and check out her version of this, because she's a great teacher. I'm just copying what she does, you know, and making it my own. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everybody. God bless. See you again next time. Bye for now.
Another page is finished, another story told. We took the bits of yesterday and turned them into gold. Thanks for stopping by to see what I've designed at Candy's Crafty Creations, with your heart and mind. Hey, you two. See you next time.